What's up, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you follow any other productivity-focused channels on YouTube, then chances are you've probably heard of Ali Abdaal, who is one of the top YouTube creators in the productivity and self-development space. And recently, Ali just released his first book called Feel Good Productivity. I happened to be doing an 11-hour drive back home from visiting my family for the holidays on the day this book came out, so I decided to buy the audiobook, which is narrated by Ali himself, so that I could listen to it during the drive. Overall, I really enjoyed the book, so in this video, I wanted to summarize my 3 key takeaways from Ali Abdaal's Feel Good Productivity. Before I get into the 3 takeaways, though, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the book itself. If you're not familiar with Ali Abdaal, he studied medicine at Cambridge University and started his YouTube channel while working as a junior doctor. He's a self-proclaimed nerd, which comes across really nicely in the book. For example, he talks about his passion for the game World of Warcraft and shares personal stories about studying tools for productivity on self-improvement in his spare time. I know, we've all been there. For me at least, these stories are when the book is at its best because it allows Ali's personality to shine through and the content to resonate more. I feel like most of the book was dedicated to explaining different scientific studies to support the main points about positive psychology, which lend credibility and are certainly important. But at times it did leave me wanting more of the personal stories and anecdotes. As a scientist myself, though, I did definitely appreciate how much research went into this book. So here are my top 3 takeaways from Feel Good Productivity. The first main idea is that happiness is a key to success. Instead of thinking, when I achieve X, I will be happy, the book challenges us to think, if I feel happy, I will be able to achieve X. I absolutely love this idea. Summarizing some of the studies that Ali presented, when you do things to feel good, like going for walks, spending time with people you care about, and just having fun in general, your brain produces hormones that make you feel happier and reduce the amount of stress you're feeling. This naturally increases your feelings of motivation and creativity, making it more fun to take action toward your goals. He shared a story about a person working in a fast food restaurant to illustrate the power of play. In the story, the person was feeling a bit burnt out and bored from the monotony of their fast food job until they decided to turn it into a game. As an example, they would start each day by defining a game like, today I will upsell as many sides of barbecue sauce as I possibly can. This allowed them a chance to engage in different types of conversations with customers, practice sales skills, and have fun while winning the game, even though the game was something they made up themselves. I really loved this idea of turning things into games to make them more enjoyable and improve our results. Thinking about how I can apply this to my own life, one thing that I don't particularly enjoy is processing and going through and answering all my emails. Processing emails is something that does need to be done though, so I thought about how I can turn it into a game. One idea here is to create a timed challenge around it, like I have 1 hour to answer as many emails as I can, so how many emails can I answer? Or I can play this game with a friend or colleague and say, whoever can process 20 emails first is the winner. Regardless of how I choose to set up the game, the act of processing emails has now become more fun. A second main takeaway that I got from Feel Good Productivity is about how to beat procrastination. Ali illustrated this nicely with a cute little story that contained a nice nugget of wisdom. To summarize, there's a guy with a rock stuck in his shoe. He has dinner plans with a friend soon, but every time he tries to stand up and walk, he experiences pain because there's a rock in his shoe. There are a few options he has here. He can procrastinate and do nothing to avoid the pain of walking with the rock, thus missing the dinner. He can harness his discipline and work through the pain to walk to the dinner with the rock in his shoe. Or he can stop for a moment and think about why he's experiencing this pain and what he can do to fix the root cause of the pain, which is, obviously, to take off his shoe and remove the rock. It was a silly story, but it got me thinking about how to prevent procrastination. Oftentimes, tasks seem too big or scary or ambiguous or overwhelming, which causes us to procrastinate or just power through miserably. Instead, Ali suggests asking yourself, why do I need to complete this task in the first place? And why is it important that it get done? Then think about the task and define, what exactly is the next action here? If I had nothing else to do in my life but complete this project, what is the very next thing I would do? Is it make a phone call, send an email, research something on the internet? Once that next action is clearly defined, go schedule that action in your calendar, which vastly increases the chances that it will get done. This is not a new concept, but it's so easy to forget about this key to avoiding procrastination by removing some of the inertia to get started. Finally, my third key takeaway from Feel Good Productivity, and probably the one that was the most impactful to me personally, was about how to maintain your productivity in a sustainable way to avoid getting burnt out. I'll admit that I do tend to push myself pretty hard and then beat myself up a bit when I feel tired or burnt out. I'm definitely the kind of person that feels guilty when I take a break or go on vacation because I could be using that time productively. So when I read this entire section of the book about the biological need for our brains to rest and recharge in between bouts of intense focus, I honestly felt a little bit triggered. The book challenged me to think about my why. Why am I working so hard and being productive? It reminded me of a metaphor I've heard that it's great to climb up the ladder, but sometimes you need to pause and make sure your ladder is up against the right wall. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back and reassessing your priorities to make sure everything's aligned with what's important in life. This will definitely be one thing that I'm implementing right away after reading the book, and that is to schedule breaks and relaxation time, and not just see them as a last resort when I feel tired or burnt out. And these are my top 3 takeaways from Ali Abdaal's new book, Feel Good Productivity. Overall, I really enjoyed the book and felt that it built its lessons on a strong scientific foundation. It was also nice to listen to Ali narrate his own audiobook, since he has a very chill, approachable personality and communication style. I definitely recommend you go check it out if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy my other book review video about the famous book Atomic Habits by James Clear. So definitely check that out here if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.